All right, we're going to go over the triple crush real quick. I'm going to be sending y'all a workout, and the triple crush is going to be in that workout. And I don't think we've gone over these. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do the triple crush. Um, Ron, I know you might need 15 pounders. You might be able to use your 15 pounders. I know Larry has a couple of different options for dumbbells, and I think Jack, you have some different options for dumbbells and kettlebells as well too. But I'm going to show you the ways to do it with a kettlebell, a single dumbbell, and then 2 dumbbells, so that we can adjust the weight that you need, because the triple crush is good for shoulder stability, shoulder mobility, and strength. There's 2 different ways that we can do it. So the crush part of the triple crush. So the triple, we'll go over the triple. It's 3 movements. So the 3 movements is going to consist of a curl, an overhead press, and then a skull crusher that goes behind the head. And that's the part that most people struggle with, because you're having to crush that kettlebell. So you're having to crush that kettlebell together to hold it in each position. So as you're moving from position to position, you're holding actually an isometric stretch on each muscle that is moving along with that. So you're actually stretching a muscle. So when you do that with a real light kettlebell and you crush it really hard, you try to crush it as hard as you can, and then you press it up overhead and you take it, you're actually working good shoulder mobility exercises there. So these are good to do with just something real light, like a light kettlebell, or something that you can just put between your hands and keep those hands as close together as you can. So if you'll look at the hand distance with the kettlebell versus a dumbbell, the hand distance is a lot greater. So you can still crush it and get a good stretch through that isometric crushing of the kettlebell. So what I mean by crushing is I am forcing my hands this way to crush that kettlebell or that dumbbell to stay into place. So that's what the triple crush term comes from. So now that we understand that, the goal of the triple crush can be for mobility or for strength. In most cases it's for both, unless you're using double dumbbells, and then that's about strength, mobility, and trying to balance out your left arm and your right arm, and we'll go over that as well too. So triple crush: curl, press, behind the head, skull crusher, and then up. That's 1 rep. So if we have 5 of them, what 5 of them is going to look like is it's going to look like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's what 5 triple crushes look like. So if we were doing that with a dumbbell, like I said, your grip is going to be, your crush is going to be a little bit wider, which is going to open up the shoulders a little bit more. So remember what I say about thumbs forward type situation, where we're starting off in this position. So our range of motion is going to be very limited if we don't have already good established range of motion. So using the kettlebell might not be an option for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to one of your dumbbells, and we're going to use the dumbbell because it widens that shoulder stance a little bit more. So same thing, up, and I'll give you a side view of this one so you can see where my shoulders are when I curl it. Shoulders are pulled back, chest is out, curl it up, press it up, behind the head, and then back up. So, simple enough. So the way we're going to do those with 2 dumbbells, and this is when you start getting into that strength and balancing part. So as the workout progresses, you might find that you can do the lower reps with the 25-pound kettlebell, but when we get to the higher reps, you might not be able to do it. So the way to bypass that is to go with double dumbbells. So I've got 20 pounders here, one 25 pounder here. Most men, most of y'all would probably get stuck at a 35-pound kettlebell because of the skull crusher. The skull crusher is the hardest part, so you would probably get stuck at 35 pounds, but with dumbbells, we can change that. We can go heavier with the dumbbells and do the same movement. So it's still a triple, but it's not crush. We're not crushing those dumbbells when we're doing it that way. So we're doing the same movement with 2 dumbbells. So people who have really bad shoulder restrictions, dumbbells is usually the only option for them, and they'll usually end up with like a 20-pound in one hand and a 5-pound in the other because of the crush. This is the part right here that is the hardest part for most people, and it's because of it's a lot because of shoulder mobility and core stability. Because when you're actually doing the crush, it is a full body workout. I mean, well, I don't mean full body, waist up workout. Your feet are just kind of holding you in place, and your legs are. So you're crushing that bell, and you're bringing it up, and you're pressing it up, and I'm having to stabilize with my core so I don't drop this kettlebell on my head when it's above me. Because if I let any pressure off of crushing that bell, right here, chest is getting hit right there, biceps, shoulders, triceps, the core, the lower back are all part of this. So invite them to the party. You should have a tightened core. Your lower back should burn a little bit because you're having to stabilize all that movement. So give it a go. Give it a go with the kettlebell, your 25-pounder, and then give it a go with your dumbbell, and then give it a go with the 2 dumbbells. And let me know how that works out for you guys, and I'll see y'all on the next one.